2.1 Composition functions. So a composition function is f of g of x, or f of g of x written with a little circle in between. And it's basically applying the result of one function to the result of another. So when you perform a composition function, you have to combine the functions so that the output of one becomes the input of another. So basically, you're going to put one function inside the other function. So for example, if we have f of x is equal to negative x minus 3 and g of x is equal to 2x plus 7, we have to find f of g of x, and then we're going to find g of f of x. So what this means, we're going to put g of x inside of f of x. So we're going to put g of x inside of f of x. So we're going to write the function f of x. So negative, I'm going to put a space for the x because that is where we're going to put g of x. And g of x goes inside f of x. So when you have this function, you just simplify it, distribute that negative, combine like terms, and that results in g of f of x, or f of g of x. So if we were doing it the other way, g of f of x, we would take f of x and put it inside g of x. So we're going to do g of f of x. So we're going to put f of x inside of g of x. So g of x is 2x plus 7. So wherever there's the x, we're going to put a space plus 7. So f of x is negative x minus 3. So after you get it all written out, you're going to simplify. So negative 2x minus 6 plus 7, combine like terms, negative 2x plus 1 is your final function. So for number 1 at the bottom, we have h of g of x. So we're going to take g of x and put it inside of h of x. So we have h of x, which is negative 4, whatever x is, minus 5. Remember, we're going to put g of x inside of there. So g of x is 3x plus 1. Then we simplify by doing distributive property. And then we combine like terms. And this is our final function. So for number 2, we have g of g of x. So g of x can be also written like this. So we are basically putting g of x inside of itself. So we're going to start with the function g of x. And we're going to put in, for x, we're going to put in g of x. So 3x plus 1 also goes there. So we distribute, and we have 9x plus 3 plus 1, combine like terms. So 9x plus 4 is your final solution. Okay, for number 3, we have h of g of p of x. So yes, it looks like a lot, but let's start with pieces. Let's start with the easy part, g of p of x. Let's find that first. So we're going to put p of x inside of g of x. So g of x is 3 and px is x to the second power. So 3 times x to the second power is 3x squared plus 1. So that's g of p of x. Now we know we need to put this inside of h of x. So h of x is negative 4 times whatever x is minus 5. So we know that we're going to put 3x squared plus 1 inside of here. Let me make some more space. Three x squared plus 1. So then we do distributive property. So we have negative 12x squared minus 4 minus 5. Then we combine like terms. So negative 12x squared minus 9 is our final answer. So we have h of x plus g of x. Literally, it's combining h of x and g of x by addition. So h of x is negative 4x minus 5 plus g of x, which is 3x plus 1. So we can combine our like terms by addition. Negative 4x plus 3x is negative x, and negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. And this is your final expression. All right, so for number 5, we have g of p of 5. So the first thing we need to do is find out what p of 5, negative 5, equals. So let's do that. So p of negative 5 equals, that means wherever there is an x, we're going to put negative 5. So we're going to put negative 5 to the second power. So p of negative 5 is equal to 25. So now we're going to plug in 25 in for p of negative 5, and that is going to go into g of x. So g of 25 is equal to 3 times 25 plus 1. So 75 plus 1, which is 76. And for the last example, h of x minus g of x, we take h of x and subtract it from g of x. And then we simplify by combining like terms. So negative 4x minus 3x is negative 7x. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Now for the word problem. You work 40 hours a week at a high-end clothing store. You make $180 every week plus 3% commission on sales over $600. Assume you sell enough this week to earn commission. Give the functions f of x, given the functions f of x equals 0.03x and g of x is equal to x minus 600. Which composition represents your commission? So let's look at both of them and then think about it. So for the first one, f of g of x. So that's this. We can also write it like this. So that means that g of x is going to go inside of f of x. So f of x is 0.03, and then g of x is x minus 600. So I'm going to leave it like this because this may be, this is a better form. So this is basically saying you're making 3% off of whatever your sales are minus $600. So let's look at g of f of x. So remember, we can write this as g of f of x, meaning that f of x is going to go inside of g of x. So we have x minus 600. And then we're going to put f of x inside of g of x. So if we simplify this, because we really don't need those parentheses, we have 0.3x minus 600. So this says that we make 3% of sales minus 600. So if you look at this and think of it logically, this one makes the most sense because you only make commission off of anything over $600. So you're going to subtract your sales. You're going to subtract your sales from $600. So that is your solution.